Hello and welcome to our exclusive YouTube channel. We are the Ministry of the Real Truth, and we are going to continue with our review of the website WorldsLastChance.com. We are basically wanting to look at the comments that we posted up quite a while back as members of that particular website. We came across this one titled Hebrew English Genesis 7 that they were talking about versus the ancient very old Aramaic, around about September 13, 2022. We've been a member for quite a few years, probably 2020 something like that. From the Brita of the original ancient very old Aramaic Lishana Articus Sabbaths, the language, sacred scribal language of God, spoken to Adam and Eve in the garden or in paradise, and by the men at the Tower of Babel who spoke that one language. Translated from the original ancient very old manuscripts, copied faithfully by scribes and monks in Urhay, Edessa, now modern Turkey, around 800 BCE by a native-born Aramaic-speaking translator from Bet Nahrain, Mesopotamia, Mesopotamia, Syria, Victor and Alexander, with over 15 to 20 years experience in translating these scriptures into the nearest English equivalent without adding his own bias, prejudice, twist or flavour to it, which is said quite a common trait with many of the, if not all, translators of this century or prior. All originated from the original ancient very old Tav Asheret, sister language of the original ancient very old Tav Avri or Ivri, or the original ancient very old Hebrew. And the Koine Greek is the nearest akin to these. So if you translated the original ancient very old, possibly long dead, no longer used Koine Greek, you'd find that it was near the same or near exact of what the ancient Aramaic and this ancient Hebrew had contained or has said, right? If you translate it correctly using a certain system that Victor and Alexander did, using the root words of those modern vernaculars in order to translate the very old, long dead Tav Asheret, Tav Ivri or Aramaic and Hebrew. And this is possibly Genesis 1 verse 5. And God called the light day and the darkness night, and the evening and the morning became part of one cycle, the first eon. Most of your Americanized English modern Americanized English Bibles translations will say the evening and the morning were the first day. This is centuries older than all of those, and it's from the original manuscripts and the original languages, hidden and preserved, or preserved for over 2,000 years or more, from the cuneiform, Mesopotamian cuneiform, and so forth, done by Victor and Alexander. Okay, so, and God called the light day and the darkness night, and the evening and the morning became part of one cycle of the first eon. And the footnotes, because he always provides footnotes below each chapter of each book in the Old Testament, and also the Galilean Aramaic New Testament. 153, that's the third footnote, literal Aramaic word, Euma, which means, when translated, eon, immeasurable day, a measurable period. It's an unfathomable period when no man was created. No one was created, so no one could write it down and say, oh, God started at this time and finished at this time. They can't provide the actual time, hour, day, year that he started. They can only guess at it. And notice the day here, where day here has a capital D instead of a small d as you find in most modern translations today, Jewish, Hebrew or Americanized English, which shows a differentiation between that Hebrew, the Aramaic Hebrew day, and the latter day of the week, whether it be Jewish, Hebrew, Gentile or other, which is usually seen as a small d, a lowercase d, and that's referring to a week, days of the week, etc. In our personal research of the original Exodus, from the original Tab Ashrit, we found Aramaic, we found and do agree with your lunar solar claims, world's last chance, basically. But not that they were days, but days as in line with your explanation videos of the Creator's calendar and actual Hebrew days. Creator's calendar, etc., etc. In Genesis 1:4. Being extremely different to our modern understanding of what a Hebrew day actually was and consisted of. The preparation day, a day before the Sabbath, the Israelites gathered the manna, or manna, in the original ancient, very old Aramaic, but we were warned not to gather it on Sabbath day, and in new moons, etc. WorldsLastChance, you explain, we agree with, to a certain extent. Okay, so we tried to find the other comments, 191 of them, or 190 of them, and we tried to pull them up individually, but we kept getting videos, and we tried again and again, just kept getting a video page. So we thought, well, we'll just go over the one that we want to look at. This is a proposal to WorldsLastChance, because if they were saying all must follow the Sabbath, the original Sabbath, the true Sabbath, as they show and as their Yahweh God, or God indicates, then we're all for that, was all for that. If it proved beyond a doubt to be the real truth, the truth, right? But we asked them, have you at WorldsLastChance ever stopped to think, or stopped and thought about this, what your newish claims of the old are saying to them who are conditioned by the world system to work 9 to 5 in a job, to suddenly or gradually leave that job and seek employment around based, they can use these scriptural Sabbaths as you indicate, right? That if you're a true Christian, you should be following these Sabbaths, keeping that Sabbath, or that sort of stuff. So we then asked them, please provide us, all of us, a way to get out of our jobs through people in the business world they may know, or they know, if you can. Because personally, I was working a four-step 5 at the most formula to escape the worldly conditioning programming, the structure we've been told we must follow it or else. You've got to get a job, get education, get a job, work in a company, business sector, and earn a small wage just to get you by, or salary, that we get educated or programmed to follow all our lives without question. Parents tell you, get a job, you need to get a job. Everyone else tells you, you've got to get a job. So far I've completed the first of that 4 or 5 step formula and escaped the organised religions. Left the church that I was in because I woke up one day and found there's something awfully wrong with this church. There's something wrong, I just couldn't pinpoint it at the time, but now I know what it is. So I found, as a truth seeker, I found Victor N. Alexander's website, va.com, which is down, revived it, learned it for years and years, spoke to him through email, etc., comments under his videos, or video, and found that he is a very nice man. Tried to trip him up heaps of times, but I never have, and yeah, he's really a nice man. Yeah, so here I put, I really needed help with step 2, which is having a business or being in a multi-level marketing opportunity that is not just another scam or scandal, or has a guy running a middleman in between, he's making all the money while you're making peanuts. An opportunity where I could really make money online. I was making money online through this business offer for an Englishman. I was doing very well. I got up to about a couple of hundred or something, or maybe about 400, 500, whatever. And then this person couldn't do it, so they just dropped it. So I lost that, my first sign on. So yeah, I was making money online, but ClickBank's CRM rules state that you can only get that money earned if you have 5 customers buying your offers using 5 different payment methods or credit cards. This, unfortunately, was to stop scammers, or is to stop scammers, and is what the MLM business I was part of uses They use ClickBank for security reasons to prevent hoaxes and scammers, thieves, etc. I needed to get over this imposed limitation in order to do steps 3, 4 and 5 of this 4 to 5 step formula. This is the last one that really evades me. I've tried lots of times. People have suggested or you're using free traffic, don't use free traffic, buy traffic, all this sort of stuff, because these are genuine people that want something, want your offer and all that sort of stuff. The other ones are just looking at it, see what they can get for free, whatever, then they're off. They're not interested, whatever, right? So that was a proposal I proposed to them, and they never did anything about it. I don't even think they commented back, alright? Okay. These other comments here, I don't think they're related to that. So yeah, they never created that solution for people to get out of their jobs so they can follow these true Sabbaths that they're indicating that people who are true Christians, if they're true Christians, should be doing. So, thinking about it again, we're not business orientated. Donald Trump, he said, you never make as much money as me because it's genetic or this sort of stuff. But he's not telling you that he might be part of the Illuminati or something, and all the doors are open for those people. They're all closed to everybody else. Like Suge Knight said to Tupac the rapper, apparently, you're making a lot of money. It's great, and he was happy to make a lot of money. But he says you'll never make as much, as you never get super rich, like say Donald Trump and like that. Because it's all closed to outsiders. You have to join this Illuminati, believe in Baphomet, all this sort of stuff. And then doors are open to you, opportunity, whatever. They'll open the doors to business people and you'll make all this money. Tupac says, oh, that's great. He didn't give a crap about this Baphomet stuff, this horn goat thing, and all this other stuff. But he was warned by Suge Knight, apparently, don't tell the secrets and all that sort of stuff to anyone else outside it, or else you're a dead man, all this sort of stuff. Then he got to a point where he was proposed by somebody close to him, or he's working with, and he says, oh, stuff that, I'm not doing that. This ain't doing that. He's not down for that. Now, give me my money you owe me. I'm going to release all this information about death records and all this sort of stuff to the media, and they said, no, because you refused our sorted offer, you are a dead man, and if you do that, you're even deader, all that sort of stuff. Okay, that's what Suge Knight was telling him beforehand, not to do that sort of thing. Maybe the same sort of thing happened to Michael Jackson. They killed him off. Maybe DMX, etc., etc. Who knows? It's all conspiracy theory. Yeah. So, yeah, basically, that's our comment, that's our video, and they have not done anything, as far as we know, to set up a business through themselves, an opportunity, so all those they're telling, if you're a true Christian, you should be following the true Sabbaths and all this sort of stuff. They haven't done anything. So we're still pondering it, wondering what we can do. Okay, as we said, Donald Trump says, no, you never make as much money as me and all this sort of stuff, because it's all genetic. But really, he had a loan from his father, apparently. All this sort of stuff. He's probably part of the Illuminati, who's, once a member, all the doors of opportunity open to you exclusively. All this sort of stuff. You got to do this, you got to do that. Abide by this, abide by that, all that sort of rubbish. Yeah, so we're still thinking about what do we do? What can we do? Maybe somebody out there can give us a hint or something. We don't want these MLMs we've got to pay monthly and you get just enough to buy yourself a cheeseburger or something, You're working hard, making them rich, You're getting 5 cents for everything that you post or something. That's total rubbish, It's going to take you 20, 30, 60 years just to make $10 or something. Nah, we don't want that crap. There's a lot of so-called YouTube business offers and all this sort of stuff. Oh, you make a lot of money, it's free and all this sort of stuff, but they're not telling you it's not actually free, or it's free for the minor version of it, which is a 10-second video. It's totally hopeless, etc, etc. Okay, so if you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, add your comments below. We'll get back to you on those ASAP. And you go share this particular video with all your family, friends and others, so they can know the real truth, the whole truth, and not a whole lot of baloney phooey that's been thrown at them, and told, and they've been convinced that it's the truth by certain powers, authorities, with a hidden motive or agenda.